my name is Jenna, and I am with My Amelia James by the original Hipster Clothing. My Amelia James is a brand new clothing company that just launched on February the 1st, 2017. This company has been amazing this far, not even a month into launching, and the company is great. So what I hope to do is to talk a little bit about me, but also to talk about why I joined My Amelia James. Currently, I am a speech language pathologist, and I work in a school. I work with preschoolers all the way up to 6th grade. I have two wonderful kids, and I have a husband, and my husband is joining me on this adventure. We found out about My Amelia James while I was researching LuLaRoe and Agnes and Dora. I had been interested in LuLaRoe for a long time. I'm an addict. I have way too many LuLaRoe items. So I was interested in joining LuLaRoe, getting in the queue and getting that business started. I went as far as meeting with representatives or consultants, and I did the same with Agnes and Dora. I met with a consultant and I looked at the clothing and I loved it. I thought the clothing with Agnes and Dora was fabulous. The quality was great, and like I said, I love LuLaRoe. So I checked out both companies. I compared the pros and cons, and I even went to YouTube and I looked for videos. I searched for videos of people who were in the same predicament as I was. I wanted to hear what their thoughts and opinions were of all of the different companies. And so I want this video to be honest, because that's what I looked for in a video. I wanted to hear, right down to it, why one person chose one company over the other. And I didn't know much about Agnes and Dora, but I researched it, and like I said, I met with that consultant, and so I had a better idea of the clothing, the quality, and the company in general. And I know LuLaRoe pretty well. I've worn the clothing a long time, and honestly, I wear it about every day. I work with preschoolers and kindergartners, and so to be able to work and provide speech therapy to those kids, I need comfortable clothing. I don't want clothing that's tight and it's hard to move around in, because when you have little ones, you really need to be able to move. So one thing, and I don't want this to turn into or sound like I'm bashing another company, because I'm not, but I want it to be honest, because I want people to have an honest perspective. And this is all my opinion. Other people's opinions may be different, and that's fine. We all have our own opinions. But I love LuLaRoe. I do. It's great. It's fabulous, and it's comfortable. Lately, what I've run into is I felt like some of the clothing was just maybe not work appropriate. Sometimes I felt like I was wearing a bag, and I'm not going to go into specifics about which clothing items I'm talking about, but if you know these companies, then I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But I felt like I was wearing a bag. I felt like some of the items just didn't quite fit to size. I usually wear an extra small in tops, and I would get an extra small, and then it would fit fine. But then I would go and buy another one, and it would be too big. It was crazy. I wear one size in one top, but then it's different sizes. It was crazy. I didn't like that. And then another thing I ran into was the leggings. I mean, leggings are a big thing. That's what people really are out to get, are those leggings. The leggings were fitting kind of differently too, and I really didn't like that. There was, leggings from one country that I really loved, and I saw a print that I loved, but it was made in another country, and so it was kind of crazy. But again, my closet is full of LuLaRoe, so I can't complain too much. And that's just the thing. The clothing is great. One of the other issues I kind of ran into was I felt like I was wearing a bag with one of the tops or one of the dresses, and I didn't like the idea that I had to always belt it or rubber band it or cinch it up in some way to make it look good. I want to be able to put something on, and I want it to be able to look good as soon as I put it on. I don't want to have to fix it to make it look great. I don't have time to fix my clothes in the morning. I have to get up and, my 4-year-old, he goes to school too, so I need to be able to get ready and go. So when I started coming across all these different things with LuLaRoe, I started to venture out, and that's when I stumbled upon Agnes and Dora. Researched it, met with the consultant, really liked it, and I was so close to jumping on board and signing on the wait list to get on the queue. Well, again, while I was on YouTube searching for videos, listening to people compare why they joined one company over the other, I found a video about My Amelia James. So that sparked my curiosity. I started researching more, jumped on Facebook, and lo and behold, there was a My Amelia James VIP clothing group. I got on there. The founder of the company, that was her group. She is very active and she's very communicative. She communicates with everyone, personal responses, messages, whatever. So I joined the group. I was in there for several weeks, and I thought, well, they haven't launched yet. It's not February 1st. Maybe I should wait and see see how the launches go. I want to see if people are going to be interested in these clothes, and I wonder if the clothing is going to be good, if it's going to be great quality, and if it's going to be work appropriate, because ultimately that's what I want to buy. I want to buy clothing that's comfortable, but that I can also wear to work. I work in a school, so I need to be able to look professional and not frumpy. So I joined the group. I was in the group for a few weeks, and then it was February 1st, launch day, and it seemed like as soon as the launch kits came out, people started posting the pictures and videos of their sales, and the clothing looked fabulous. It was great. The styles, the colors, just everything about it was fabulous. And I can wear it to work and still feel comfortable and still look professional all at the same time. So one day while I was at work, my husband is the one that he jumped the gun, and he said, let's quit talking about this. He went ahead and he made the kit purchase. He did it. So he's on this adventure too. One of the things that drew me to My Amelia James over the other companies as well were the different kit prices for reps or consultants or whatever term you want to use. LuLaRoe, for anybody that's researched it, knows that there's a couple different kits, and you can do add-ons, and the general price can range from $6,000 to greater, and that's a lot of money to invest initially in a business. That's a lot, and I for one was kind of scared about spending that much money. And with LuLaRoe, you don't know what you're getting. You know the styles and you know the sizes, but you don't know what it's going to look like, and that scared me. I've been in several LuLaRoe groups, and I've been to several pop-ups, and there's been several prints that I keep consistently seeing at these groups and at these pop-ups, and so that kind of scared me. I thought, oh, I don't want to get prints that I'm going to have forever and ever and ever. So that was kind of a concern to me from a business standpoint. Now, Agnes and Dora, I think you have control over that. You can pick your sizes, the styles, and what they look like. You have that control. That's fantastic. That's one thing I liked about Agnes and Dora. But I will say for LuLaRoe, that approach to sending your consultants what they don't know, that's great. It's like a fun secret, almost like a Christmas every time you get inventory. That's great. But from my perspective, on my end, I was just kind of scared about that. I wanted to know what I was getting and what I was selling. And if a customer came to me and said, I would love this style in this print, in this size, I want to be able to give my customers that. Now, guys, let me tell you, I am not a direct salesperson. I have never sold anything in my life. This is a big leap, a huge leap. I'm just not a salesperson. But I thought, My Amelia James, it's a new company. Let's take a chance, see what happens. You have to take risks to reap the rewards. And since this company is fresh out into the world, now's the best time to take that leap. Now, Agnes and Dora, like LuLaRoe, they have different kits and different kit prices. And the same with My Amelia James. I really liked My Amelia James because their kits, they start at $1,000. It's still a lot of money, but it's not so much that it scares you, especially when you have control over the styles you're getting, the sizes you're getting, and the prints. So you have control over all of that, just like Agnes and Dora. So My Amelia James, they have 3 different kit prices, and the first kit price is like a test the water kind of kit. It's $1,000, and there's more information about that on the My Amelia James website. So if anybody's curious to learn more about My Amelia James, feel free to go there. Or you guys, you can join our Facebook group. We have a web page too if you need more information. And that web page is www.theoriginalhipsterclothing.com. And we have some samples, pictures of the styles that are going to be offered, as well as some of the prints. So if you guys are interested, go check it out. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us, join our Facebook group, and let us know what you want to know, and I would be more than happy to tell you anything that I can. That's the one thing that I wanted when I was making a decision about joining a company. I wanted to know the honest truth, how people were doing as far as selling, what the company was like, how was the communication, were the kits worth it? My Amelia James, they offer 3 kits, and the first one starts at $1,000. So that's a great way to test it out and to see if you're going to like it. And if for some reason you don't, you can sell your kit and be done. I'm sure you can easily make $1,000 back and plus some. But I really like that option. They don't expect you to spend $6,000 or more to get started. There's a lot of resources too. My Amelia James offers quite a bit. The support is great. The communication with rep support, with the founder, it is fantastic. Anytime that we have emailed rep support or the founder, we have gotten a response very quick, usually within an hour of sending our email or our message or a comment on Facebook. The communication is fabulous. The founder really wants there to be great communication. And, another thing that sold me on My Amelia James is that there's really endless opportunities. In our contract and in the policies and procedures, if you guys are interested, go check it out and you will see what opportunities there are. One thing I liked about My Amelia James is there's no restrictions on how you sell the clothing. So if I wanted to sell in a storefront, I could. If I wanted to sell on an online store, I could. If I wanted to do in-home pop-ups, I definitely can. I can sell it any way I want. It's fantastic. Now, let me go back and put a disclaimer here. I don't have my inventory yet. My inventory should be coming around the beginning of March. That's the estimated time for it to arrive. And as soon as I get it, you better believe I am going to show everybody what we have. What I've seen from other consultants has been amazing. The prints are beautiful, and it's for all women. It's just amazing. You guys are going to be so surprised to see what these look like. Now, another thing about these companies is My Amelia James, Agnes and Dora, LuLaRoe, they are all so different. You have to do your research. That's my only suggestion, is do your research. Don't just jump in with a company. One of the other things that concerned me about all of these companies when I was doing my research is the saturation of consultants, representatives, again, whatever word you want to use for that. LuLaRoe, so many people do it. I don't have an exact figure, but the last I heard, it was between 70 to 80,000 consultants. That's a lot. And I didn't want to be just another number. I wanted to be a person, and I wanted the founder to be able to know who I am and to respond to me when I contacted her. Agnes and Dora, they're not as oversaturated as LuLaRoe, but there still are several Agnes and Dora consultants. But, around here where I live in Kentucky, kind of northeastern Kentucky, so there are not that many Agnes and Dora consultants. When I met with the consultant, I had to meet them halfway because they lived 2 hours away from me. So that gives you an idea. Agnes and Dora, it's not oversaturated. My Amelia James, it's a fresh company. There are literally probably under 200 reps right now. That's amazing. This is ground floor opportunity, guys. And My Amelia James right now is not an MLM. So if you get in and you're at the ground floor. There's endless opportunities. And like I said, the founder really, really wants to make sure communication is open. If you want to message her or email her, she gets back to you. Rep support, they get back to you. They are amazing. And I know a lot of people want to know about, well, what resources and what support do they offer? Because that is a big thing. Well, like I said, the communication is fantastic. They want you to do good. They want you to communicate, and they want you to be able to ask them anything. Any questions, email them any questions. They have been providing stock photos for the consultants to use, which is great. It gives clients, customers, an idea what is available, what's going to be available. And again, My Amelia James for me was just a better option. The pricing of the kits was a factor for me. I didn't want to spend so much money and be concerned about not making it back. I like knowing what I'm going to be getting and what I'm going to be selling. I want my customers to know what I'm going to be selling and what I have. That just makes it better business. It's easier that way. And, it takes kind of the secretive portion out as LuLaRoe does. And, LuLaRoe promotes that, and that's great. That's one of the things that they do. That's a good marketing strategy for them. But, one of my concerns with that is I have seen so many LuLaRoe reps going out of business. Now, I'm sure it's not because they're not selling. I'm sure there's a lot of other reasons. But to me, that made me a little nervous. I kept seeing, going out of business sale, let's clear the shelves, going out of business. And I just thought, oh, that can't be good if they're going out of business. But again, it could have been for a completely different reason than not selling inventory. Another plus that My Amelia James has to offer is that there's no minimum purchase required for your inventory. So I know that was a thing with the other companies, is that some people felt more pressured to buy so much more inventory than they needed. But with My Amelia James, I mean, you pretty well go at your own pace. You do what you want. This is truly your business, and you get this great clothing and great inventory to sell. But you can do it any way you want, and you are not pressured. You're not required to purchase a minimum order every few months or a minimum number of pieces every few months. This is truly at your own pace. If you want to hustle and sell thousands of pieces, then you can. If you want to take it slow, maybe truly do this as a side gig and just do maybe weekend pop-ups or weekend sales, you can do it any way you want to. And that's what I love about My Amelia James. And so ultimately, that's why I made this decision. There's just so many more options and opportunities that for me, as a person who has no experience with direct sales, that appealed to me. I wanted to do things at my own pace. I wanted to know what I was getting, what I was selling, And the sizing, that's all important. It's very, very important. The quality of the clothing is fantastic. I've seen it. I've heard people rave about it that have bought pieces from other reps. And one plus about My Amelia James is all the clothing, with the exception of leggings, is made in the U.S. And the founder has already said that she is working towards getting these leggings made in the U.S. as well. So she's really, really striving to bring all manufacturing to the U.S. And guys, there's a lot more that is going on. And right now it's still in the works, and I can't say anything because I don't know everything, but there is a lot more going on. And I'm so excited. I can't wait for our inventory to arrive. And once it does, guys, join our Facebook group. We're going to plan on doing some sales. Also through our webpage. Again, that link is www.theoriginalhipsterclothing.com. We are going to do a lot of sales through our website. It is a great website. Right now it's in the basics. There's not a lot on it, just some details, some pictures of the clothing that will be available. If you're curious, check it out. Join our Facebook group. When you search on Facebook, it's My Amelia James by The Original Hipster Clothing. You'll find us. It's not that hard to find, I promise. And if you have any questions, anything else that I haven't talked about, feel free to comment on this video. Feel free to message us. If you go to our webpage, you can email us any way you want to. So again, this video is all about my opinions and why I joined My Amelia James. Everybody has their own opinion and their own perspective, but I wanted to be as honest as I could about why I took the path I did. That was something important that I looked for prior to making my decision. I looked at the videos. I wanted to hear from real people why they made the decision they did. And so watching their videos really helped me make that decision. And that's why I wanted to make this video, is because if I could help somebody make a decision, great. If somebody watches my video and they're thinking, still not sold on the idea, then that's fine. But it's great to do your research before you make a decision. That's the only advice that I have. Do a lot of research, talk to people, meet with other consultants from the different companies, join some groups, get in there to see what the clothing is about, the sales are about, and just, everything. It's great. You have to get in the groups to kind of get a feel for everything. But again, you guys, make the best decision for you. And I hope you join our group. Get on our Facebook. Get on, we have an Instagram too. Look us up, The Original Hipster Clothing. And like I said, our inventory is going to be coming beginning of March. So keep an eye out and get excited, because I cannot wait to show you guys what we have to offer. You're going to be thrilled as I am. Good night, everybody. Bye from Kentucky.